Hello again, welcome to another video. So in this video we're going to be talking about how you can make guns better and how even the worst guns in the game, completely decked out, can be extremely powerful. Now before we start, I want to say another quick thank you to all my new subscribers and all my viewers out there. I really appreciate it. It helps support the channel. In a small channel like this, it's like almost impossible to get into recommended videos or to pop up under the search bar. So it really means a lot to all who subscribe. Now, I'm going to go into firing range for this. So I'll be covering a lot of hop-ups and what they do, as well as many guns can go into single fire mode from a burst or an auto. Since I start with the P2020, I'll start with that one. So the P2020 is definitely known as one of the worst guns in the game. It's just, typical handgun. Does like 9 to 13 damage, I think, depending on who you're shooting at. Very low damage, small magazine. However, if you have it completely decked out, including the hammer point, let's say a golden one, it has 20, I think, or is it 18? This it turns into actually like a great late-game gun, and something you should definitely use. Hammer point is an extremely powerful hop-up that I'm glad they added when they did, because it really can make a difference for guns like the P2020 and the next one, which is going to be the Mozambique. That's all the way on the opposite side of the map. So the P2020 and the Mozambique are known as like the very worst guns in Apex Legends, by far. However, just like the P2020, Mozambique isn't that bad. Like, this Mozambique right here, I've won games with, for real. As soon as you get him cracked, you can literally one-tap somebody. Or even off-drop, a Mozambique hammer point can be huge. 100, and then if you hit all 3 body shots, they're dead. 102. A very powerful hop-up that can make the world of difference for either P2020 or the Mozambique. Now the crappy thing about the Mozambique is it only shoots those three bullets in its spread, and it only has a 3-round magazine as well. But I think if it had more bullets in its spread, and if it had more of a magazine, this right here, this decked out Mozambique, would be a bit overpowered and something that wants to begin. We saw with the April Fool's little thing they did with the Mozambique, where they added a bunch of golden Mozambiques with like 9 bullets per magazine, golden mag, and without even the hop up, was still extremely powerful, and everybody used it just for that day. So the hammer point is a big hop up that can turn a P2020 or Mozambique into a legitimate late game gun. Next guns I want to be talking about are all of those that have the single fire ability. Let's start with the Havoc, since it's right here. Now the Havoc is a very powerful weapon. It has a bit of a recoil that they fixed in Season 5. It takes a little bit to get going right away. It has that charge up time, which used to go away with the turbocharger, which they removed because I agree it was a bit overpowered. But it has a select fire now. It can go into a single fire mode that you can almost use like a sniper rifle. It does solid 60 damage. I mean, if it can really make it quite a versatile gun late game. If you have, let's say, a 1x2, you can sort of shoot long range with it. How much does it do for a headshot? 90? Something I don't use, but I have seen other people use it all the time. That's definitely something you could check out if you like using the Havoc. And next, what do we got over here? These are sniper rifles. So let's talk about the longbow and the triple take to start. Alright, so longbow used to be like one of the go-to snipers for the longest time. They removed Skull Piercer and added the Sentinel, and that sort of took over as like the main, sort of where the longbow was. The Sentinel took over. It's sort of like the Mini Kraber. It's a bolt action sniper. It does 70 damage. unlike the Longbow's 55 or 44. However, the Longbow has a decent headshot, 110, but they added back the Skull Piercer hop-up from very early on. It started off as an epic hop-up, then they changed it to a legendary because it's good. A solid 138 for a headshot, which makes the Longbow, if you have a Skull Piercer, the Longbow is definitely another sniper you want to use again. I'm glad they added this back because it balances it with the Sentinel that sort of took over its spot. And on to the Triple Take. So the Triple Take has always been a solid sniper rifle, one I've always liked. It can even be used as sort of a shotgun up close if you run out of ammo. Solid headshot damage, solid body shot damage. It has a spread, sort of forgiving long range. However, if you are shooting really long range, let's say with this thing, and hit up these targets over here, very low bullet drop as well, which is great about it. Only one of those hit. I mean, very few times are you trying to kill someone that far away. However, the precision choke does help even closer. It brings all your bullets in, allows for more damage, more precision. You can shoot at any time while it's charging up, as often as you want. It's definitely something you can learn to use to your advantage. However, if you're used to having that spread and being able to get more shots off, but doing less damage with each shot, the precision choke can sometimes screw you up, especially with other guns like what used to be the normal Peacekeeper. While I'm here, I might as well mention the Sentinel has a charge up ability. You can use 2 shield cells. It used to be battery, and nobody wanted to do it because why waste a whole battery late game? And what this does is this will break all the enemy shields if they have perps, scolds, or red evos. It'll do, normally does 70 for body shot, but this will do that whole 100 for the shields, but no more to normal threat. And the same amount for a body shot, the same 140. So it's a good little thing to do if you have extra shield cells. I mean, that's an extra 30 damage. I mean, given the headshot won't do any more, it's still something worth using late game now that they change it from the battery to the 2 shield cells. So we're on to the heavy weapons here. So the Wingman, like the Longbow, has the Skull Piercer hop up once again. Does, I think it's 101, yes. So definitely something very powerful. Something I would recommend using for people who can hit the shots with the Wingman. This was a very popular hop up right away early on in the game until they removed it. The Wingman was still a go-to gun for people who could hit their shots with it throughout sort of the whole lifespan of this game. However, I'm glad they added it back as a legendary because it definitely makes the Wingman another very powerful gun. Spitfire is nothing you can change the Prowler and the Hemlock. I want to compare these two. These are both bursts, and the Hemlock's iron sights suck. So the Hemlock's alright burst. However, I think that the Prowler's a bit more powerful than it, if you can aim, unlike me. It more bullets, slightly less damage, and you can get the burst off faster. Now, what you can change with these guns is the Prowler can be turned into an automatic, which you can just go auto. I never liked Prowler's recoil, but that's just, yeah, I don't like to use this a lot because I prefer other guns like the R201. Very powerful though. This is definitely one of the go-to late game weapons. A Prowler Select Fire I'd definitely take. Now, they sort of take different routes here. The Prowler turns into this powerful auto weapon for up close. However, what I like to do with my Hemlocks is flip it to single fire. And say 2x, 2x4, or 3x, and you can go long range with it quite well. I mean, if I don't have the fastest trigger finger in the world, but this can dish out some serious damage pretty quickly. Without a super whole lot of recoil. Plus, say you have like a purple mag on this, I think it gives you 30 whole single fire bullets. That's absolutely insane. You can shoot forever with this now. Like, that's an endless supply of single fire. definitely a good mid-range gun. I wouldn't really use it sniping because I mean it's 22 damage and it's hard to keep your cursor on. But definitely mid-range. My favorite gun's the Scout. I love to use it mid and long range. However, if I can't find a Scout right away and I deck out my Hemlock by the time I do find a Scout, I'll definitely take this single fire, even up close. I mean, I'll pretty much always switch it to single fire, especially for mid-range, but up close it works just as well compared to the burst. I've never been a fan of burst weapons, but I do like the single fire ability on the Hemlock. And the flatline used to have anvil receiver. They vaulted that, meaning they got rid of it. However, it's still very powerful, automatic. It has a single fire as well. However, I do not recommend this unless you're like just trying to poke at people. The automatic's definitely better up close than the single fire. However, single fire, actually 2 out of 10 unit flatline, can be used at a range. Alright, and on to our last tier, which are the light weapons. So the RE45 typical pistol, I already talked about this. This used to also have the anvil receiver like the flatline. And the only one here with a hop-up is the G7 Scout. And I like to use this mid to long range, it's one of my favorites. However, I hear a lot that people don't like to use a double tap because it kind of screws up what they're trying to do and they don't deal as much damage mid to long range with it. However, I highly recommend using the double tap, especially at long range. All it takes is a little bit of practice, which I'm going to miss some shots now that I said that. And, I mean, yeah, like I said. You can hit, I like to try to get in the rhythm of hitting him in the body and then getting it up to the head. This isn't the best showcase here. But, still something I like to do. And occasionally you'll get a double headshot. With up, yeah, closer is definitely easier, but I prefer the double tap on the Scout. I mean, I guess it's better up close, and I understand how that could mess with your shot long range. However, I do use it long range all the time. It's up to you. I hear from people all the time, so there we go. So you just need to warm up a little bit. There's that body headshot I like to do. Compared to the single fire, I mean, single fire is not bad. Not bad at all. That's great. It's just once I get in the rhythm with this gun, I really like its double tap pop up. However, it's up to you what you prefer to use. Really, it's how it is with all these guns. Well, that's what I have for you guys here on hop ups and how to make your guns better. I appreciate you all for watching this if you made it this far. And also feel free to check out my other videos on this channel. I have others about lore, I have others about which guns are the best, and more to come about that. We just made a video about which legends are the best and what are some buffs and nerfs we can give them, and also what I think is coming up for the next few seasons here in Apex Legends. So if you like this kind of content, I'd really appreciate if you would consider subscribing. And that's all I have for you here today. Have a good one.